Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Do anybody know how many troops that we have in various countries? Do you know how many? You ever think about how many troops have been deployed to various companies and countries? And why are they there? They're there risking their lives. For what reason? Well, one man said that America has not been commissioned by God to police the world. And that man was Benjamin Franklin. That man was Benjamin Harrison. I'm sorry. That man was Benjamin Harrison. And today I'm going to talk about the ups and the downs of President Benjamin Harrison. I think that since we live here in Indianapolis, I think it's great that we should all have at least a base knowledge of the only president who lived here in Indianapolis. I've done some research on him a number of years ago as I was preparing for a sermon that I was going to preach and use him as a point of relevancy. And I used the internet, the public library, as well as dialing 631-1888, which is the phone number to the Benjamin Harrison home and tourist attraction right here in Indianapolis. President Harrison, just like anyone else who has high aspirations, will inevitably deal with defeat. I want to share with you today that he had some defeats before and after the presidential election. He was elected president, and he also there were some undertakings in which he was successful. And the third point will be emphasizing how his post-presidential life was a series of ups and downs. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you is that he was not successful in being elected to local offices. He ran for the U.S. Senate several times, and he was not successful. He ran for the seat of governor of Indiana. He was also not successful at that. And then he ran for re-election after his presidency, and he was not successful at the re-election. But President Benjamin Harrison is representative of one of the people who would say, winners never quit and quitters never win. There were some undertakings in which he was successful at. First of all, he graduated college and went on to law school. And then he became a successful attorney. And then he ran for the city attorney of Indianapolis, in which he won. And he also, after losing several times for U.S. Senate, he was finally elected. And not only he was a member of the U.S. Senate, but he was made the chairman of the Senate on the Commission of Territories. And then, the big one, he was elected as the President of the United States. Now, even though he had some ups and downs in his political career, he also endured a mixture of ups and downs after his presidential life, after his political career. When he came back to Indianapolis, he got married to Mary Scott Lord Demick. And another one of the ups was that she bore him a daughter, and they named her Elizabeth. Now, one of the low points during his post-presidency was the fact that his two grown-up children were very unforgiving of him, not for marrying Mary, who was 25 years his junior, but because she was first his niece. She was first his niece. So, in conclusion, I just want to reiterate that he did go through a lot of ups and some downs, high points and low points. And in the last, his post-presidential life, I just ask you, not by a show of hands, but his last high or low, whichever one one would look at it as, him marrying his niece by marriage, is that one that he could have left out of the history books? I thank you.